Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talk and Travel with Terry and Darcy, your hosts from opposite coasts. On the East Coast, Darcy McKillop. On the West Coast, Terry, the travel guy. How are you doing today, Terry?
I'm doing excellent, Darcy. How are you? How's everything out on the East Coast there?
Not too bad. Getting ready to move into the spring. A little bit of a wet snow today, but the temperatures are good, so we're moving in the right direction. How about out in the BC?
Yeah, we're into the double digits here this week, so that's been fantastic to see. And we're hoping for things to green right up here right away.
Always jealous. You guys get all that green long before we do. So we're back this week again with our weekly travel segment of Talking Travel with Terry and Darcy. And this week, a major announcement coming out from the Canadian government with the ending of the testing requirements for entry into Canada for Canadian citizens returning or travelers coming into Canada. So as long as you're vaccinated, coming back in Canada, you will not be subject to a test, or you will not have to provide a test beforehand. You could be subject to random testing when you come in, and you still are required to use the ArriveCAN app before you can come back in if you're arriving by aircraft or train, non-essential marine vessels. So I think that's huge news, Terry, this week for travelers.
It is absolutely huge news, Darcy. It's going to make it much easier for people to travel, especially those with families and those that are concerned with being quarantined in destination. You know, as always, like you say, it can be very confusing. Reach out to Darcy or myself. We have all that information at our fingertips. Australia has lifted its 2-year cruise ban effective April 17th, so that is great for our friends down under.
Those are some popular cruises. Stateside, in the US, the CDC has lowered its travel health notice for cruises to a level 2, which is a moderate warning level, which again is another great sign for the cruising industry. But again, because everybody's a little bit different, every company's a little bit different, if you're going on a cruise, reach out to Terry and I, and we can make sure you have the most current information that you need for whichever cruise line you happen to be cruising with.
In Disney news, a pretty quiet week this week at Disney. There, Darcy, Walt Disney World has paused the private transfer service from the airport to the resorts. Darcy and I have a variety of different transportation options that we can offer our clients. So reach out to us and we will make sure that you are looked after on getting from Orlando Airport to your favorite Disney resort.
Or any of the other airports as far as that goes in the Central Florida region. And a last note on that piece as well, that if you have booked the transfers through Disney, that you may be impacted by that. And if you are, Disney will reach out to you directly if you booked yourself, or if you booked through a travel advisor, they'll reach out to your travel advisor so to let you know what's happening with your reservation. Our final bit of news this week again comes from our Canadian airline industry with another announcement to increase the competition level, I guess, if you want to look at it that way, within Canada. And that Lynx Air has announced an expansion of routes that it's offering. Lynx Air is one of Canada's newest low-cost airlines. They have serving destinations in Toronto, Calgary, Vancouver, Winnipeg, and Kelowna. Their new destinations are going to start including Halifax, St. John's, and Hamilton. So some more options for you when it comes to travel by air within Canada. But because it's a low-cost airline, Terry, I think there's some things that people need to keep in mind when they're thinking about low-cost airlines.
Absolutely. The low-cost airline model runs on attracting passengers with that initial ultra-low-cost price. But there's always additions to that price. And Lynx can certainly welcome more competition. Just be aware that you're comparing apples to apples. With the base fare, they allow you one free small personal item. And there are real restrictions. That's not a backpack. That's not a carry-on suitcase. That is a personal item that is 6 inches by 13 inches by 17 inches. So, a medium-sized purse for larger carry-ons or checked baggage. Pricing there ranges from $30 to $136. Seat selection starts at $10 and goes up to $58. Lynx also charges a fee if you call in to make your booking. Just like Darcy and I do with cruises and with other vacations, we look at the overall cost and we look to find you the best value to fit within your budget.
Good point. And if you're using low-cost airlines, you need to really pay attention to why you're traveling and where you're getting to. And, maybe you're just looking for a quick trip, whether it be a day trip or you're in the Maritime somewhere and you want to get up to Toronto for a Raptors game, right? Maybe they're your option for you to get there cheaply, but they're not necessarily the best choice in every situation, just like any airline goes. So keep all that in mind. So still good to see more airlines offering more destinations within the country. More airlines servicing each market certainly doesn't hurt anybody. That is what we've seen this week in travel news. So once again, if you want to follow along with us, hit the like, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications when we post new videos. Share it with all your friends. And that's it for me this week, Terry. I'll leave the end to you.
Thank you, Darcy. And, as always, you can check out our supplier series where we talk about our different suppliers. We do a spotlight on them, and there's much more of that to come here in the future. In the meantime, tune in next week for this next week in travel news. I'm Terry Hawkins. Have a great week, everyone.
Darcy McKillop. See you later.